I want to take a look at making a live persistent USB stick using Rufus here, at least on DragonOS Focal. I'm sure it'll work on DragonOS LTS as well, both based on Ubuntu LTS, at least 18.04, and then Focal 20.04. If we go to the Rufus page here, and we download, whether you want to install it or just run it as a portable file here, fairly simple setup. I only have a 16 gigabyte stick, so I need to go get a better one here, but you'll see it recognizes it under device. Select the ISO, and then you'll see, at least on, I think it's 3.9 and up versions of Rufus, they've got this persistent partition size. I'll just put it at 2. I definitely need, like I said, a way bigger memory stick here. I leave the partition scheme as is. I didn't change any other settings. Hit start. You will need temporary internet access. It might not prompt me this time because I've already run it once. Let's see if it says it. Okay, so you'll need at least internet the first time you run it, because it'll pull down some files that are needed for Casper and to actually make this work. I'll let this run through, and then I'll come back and I'll show you some of the things that you'll need to do if you're just wanting to run it live. And then we'll check out a couple of things. I have a RSPDuo plugged in. We can check out the SDRPlay API and maybe a couple programs. So, all right. All right, it's finished. Copied everything over. Go ahead and close out of that. All right, I'll boot up. It's going to let me use a, let's see, I got a Lenovo 8 or E560 with a i7, so see how this is going to perform. I'll be back. All right, so I'm back. This is the live persistent USB booted actually for the second time. I booted it up once so that I can install, I just threw real VNC server on there so I could connect to be able to record this. I didn't do anything else. I just installed that. I shut everything down. I rebooted it, I powered it back up, and at least the real VNC server, everything that I had set is still there. So if you're going to do this, you need to make sure that you do a couple things here. Let's see. You need to change into the user source, and you'll run sitting in there. I've left it the API. I do notice, well, I definitely need a faster USB stick. While that's running, you can see that my persistent partition, I guess you'd say, shows up here. I've already started using some of it. All right, so the API should be installed now. I have a, what is this, RSPDuo plugged in. Yep, all right, I see that there. Let me think, what's the other thing? You need to, or you might need to, depending on if you're going from Intel to AMD, rerun the Liquid DSP install. First, you'll change into the user source Liquid DSP, sudo make uninstall, and then you can do, clean it, and then we'll let it rebuild. All right, let's think. So while that's doing that, what else? You should, I would guess, be able to add a another user, and then you would want to add that user. Actually, I have it set up now where, let's see, you can see all the members. So when you add another user, they'll get added to all these minus the sudo. So you want to add the user there. Let's finish this up. Okay, so I don't know. The only thing I can think of with that Liquid DSP is I've noticed when I move from AMD to Intel or vice versa, it gets messed up. So that's, I'm just saying you may need to do that. Have it when you install it, and then when you're not running it live persistent, when you install it, everything should be automatically taken care of, along with that little prompt to install the SDRPlay API. I guess until I get the next release out, one of the other things would be the gr-soapy. And you can see what I'm doing here, user source gr-soapy. I've already got the build folder. You'd run cmake. Let's see how we're doing on. And once this finishes, we'll check the performance of a couple things. Sudo make install followed by sudo ld config, and like I said, future releases I'll take care of this, so that'll already be done. One thing that is really bugging me, I might as well pull it up, is this gr-tempest. I've spent so much time trying to figure this out, both on the VGA cable and HDMI. I know there was yet another person that did a video using Windows and Tempest SDR. I just want to try and get the gr-tempest. Closest I came was sort of kind of seeing the black and white bars and that little music file that you can play to help you tune in. But I feel like the SDRPlay equipment obviously is going to be much better than some of the like the hack RF that I have. So let's just see how this performs. Let's say I open up the manual Tempest example. And sorry about the font being so small. I have to adjust that in future videos now that I'm able to, well, hopefully be able to use this a little better of a laptop here. But if we disable file source in the throttle and then pull over a soapy source, connect it to the fine sampling synchronization. I open up the example that's here for the UHD. I go over to RF options, right click, copy and paste what they have here for the center frequency. I paste that into the center frequency on the soapy block. Apply, come back to general. Let's change it to SDRPlay. What else? Actually, sorry, over on RF options, bump up the gain value. I will be really surprised if I can get an image here, but I have the, and actually I haven't tried this with the RSPDuo, so I'm not really sure how the dual tuner part works and how we could specify with that with the arguments. I'm sure there's some way to think about that. Let's see. Save this to the desktop. Oh, yeah, the sample rate. We need to click that. We'll take that down to 10E6. See, that changed our sampling rate here. Now let's go ahead. Oh, sorry. Change the device type, SDRPlay, and save it this time. There we go. Let's see. Bump up the gain value. Okay, that's there, that's there. All right, now we should be good. Okay, so this is where the settings are going to come in. I didn't have to do this for the RSP, or the RSP1 alpha. Let's try this. Copy this. Antenna RX at channel 0 is not supported. So let's try and change this to what it is referencing there. Tuner 150 ohm. If I get a picture, I'm going to be like, I can't tell you how much time I spent on this. Let's see. Now I don't have the resolution. Let's see. I don't know. I'm sure you can all figure it out. You can at least see how you can get set up. You can, what you can do too is, all right, so that'll at least get you set up for Tempest. You can use SigDigger or maybe CubicSDR to tune in conjunction to the Tempest SDR video you could probably find on YouTube to fine tune to the song to help you narrow in on what frequency you need. You could instead of, I guess, referencing the formula that I put in there, you could drag and potentially, I guess, try a QT range, possibly. You could open it up, just call it free test. I don't know, let's put 250 E6. Started at 250 E6 and I don't know, end at 450 E6. Let's do step 1 E6. Apply. And then instead of referencing the pixel rate times harmonic, we could do freak test, I guess. It should add, yeah, a little slider here. I don't know if that's going to help, but then you could go through, maybe find something that works. But that might be messing up the formula, being that we're kind of relying on the pixel rate up here. I would be super curious if anyone gets an image and how you got it with SDRPlay equipment. Now I know it looks slow on here, but that's just because I'm streaming through the VNC server. I'm looking over at the laptop, and it is running really fast as far as this image that you're seeing here. Anyways, I could spend all day on this. If anyone figures out how to get an image with the SDRPlay equipment, please share. Let's see, let's quit out of this. Panoramic. Let's try this. All right, so there's the SDRPlay master. What did I pick? The sample rate 8 megahertz. Mouse is really sensitive. All right, so let's have that running, and let's open up another window here. CubicSDR. Now we should see local net, or no, local. This is the slave. You can change some settings if you need to. Let's go ahead and start. All right, so this is both tuners at the same time. Okay. Let's turn this down. So I'm looking at the laptop. It looks really smooth. I'm getting, well, you can see the frames here. I know it looks really slow here, but let's see, what can we do here? So I guess you can see performance here. This is a pretty big difference from the Intel Core Duo ancient laptop I had when I think I did this demonstration last time. So there you go. You just got to kind of mess with SigDigger and its device settings here. If it doesn't load up the first time, I find that this, starting it with master, you got the sample rate option there. Make sure you're picking local and not remote. And then let's try one other way here. If we open up 2 instances of, say, CubicSDR, it's querying all the devices. Now I need to get a new mouse. Okay, so local. Let's try the first one, master. another. Oh, wait a minute. We'll open this one as the slave. All right, so this is live USB persistent. I wish I could show you the actual screen of the laptop. It is running really, really smooth with both instances. I don't think I'm ever going to go back to an Intel Core Duo or old stuff now that I'm able to probably make some videos with this newer laptop here. All right, that's about all I got. I know that's a lot in one video, really meant for just persistent USB, but this will show you how to get up and run essentially everything. Oh, yeah, one more important thing if you've listened this far, if I've noticed if you are to lock the screen, it doesn't really present you with the box to log back in as the live user. I'll get around to try and maybe I just need to add a user other than live, add in the sudo. I might get around that. You should be able to leave or hibernate or whatever. I think it will come back up and log right back in. So I have to make some changes there, but this looks like a pretty feasible option to run this directly from a USB stick. All right, till next time. Thanks.